Both these starting pitchers tonight, really important to get 0-1, especially for Manaya. His stuff does not live behind in the count.
Good lead for Soto. He's not running. That's 0-2. Dalton Rushing was saying Roki was a different animal last Friday. He said he was fired up in the first few innings, and usually you don't see quite that fire and edge from him. And manifested in that heater, living up above 100. Strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Slider, fastball, slider. Late on the fastball after the first pitch slider strike. And now this one, boy, that got graded as a slider, but that looks like splitter.
Yeah, that doesn't have slider spin.
No, that is splitter lack of spin.
Brings up Simeon. And Simeon, like Robert, recently returned from an injury. Is not nearly as long-term. He missed 3 weeks with a hip issue and has gone 2 for 16 since returning. Another trade pickup this offseason. Traded Brandon Nimmo, their longest tenured guy, long-term center fielder, to the Texas Rangers. And you got Simeon in return. And him not hitting this year, really not a huge surprise. The offensive numbers have gone down and down and down since leading the Rangers to the World Series in 23. One pitch from Sasaki. Strike 2.
That's the right spot. That's the right pitch. When someone is late on your fastball and you're going to then change and go off speed, it has to be a swing and miss type pitch. You don't want to throw it for a strike because you're speeding up the bat that's late on your fastball.
Went around, strike 3. Got him with the slider, his second K. Got a little help there from first base umpire Lance Barrett. Francisco Lindor opens the 4th in a tie game and takes a strike. Lindor has had a miserable year and really started back in spring training when he broke his hand, so he didn't have the normal build-up, got off to a slow start, and just when he was starting to get going, injured his calf and missed a couple months with a calf injury. Put it all together, he just hasn't been able to get any steam, and he's a below average hitter statistically for the first time in his career. 3 consecutive 30 home run campaigns. He's only got 6 this year. Part of that is he's not played that many games, but even when he has, not been nearly himself. Splitter to the knees, 0-2. So much so that there's discussion, would they trade him? And there's a couple key layers to that question. Okay, say they would trade him. Can they find a taker? Because, yeah, he's still a talented player, but there's a lot of money and a lot of years left on that contract. You figure they would have to pay some of it down. Steve Cohen has said recently, the owner, that he's not into the idea of doing that. He's done it with a couple players in recent years. Would rather not do it again. And look, if the Mets are going to be good again next year, he's theoretically going to be one of the biggest reasons why. He'll need to prove that this year is an outlier. 32 years old. You look at Freddie Freeman doing it at 36. There's no reason Lindor at 33 couldn't come back and be an all-star caliber player again. Back to your distinction between reload and rebuild. They're not trying to rebuild. Ideally, reload around the pieces that they've committed to. Swings and misses, strike 3.
Here we are with 1 out in the 4th. 3rd strikeout for Roki. A nice mix working.
4 more for Jumbo Jacks. Base is empty, 1 out, Carson Bench. Waves and misses over a splitter that has some cutting action to it. Sometimes a splitter looks like a slider, and the slider looks like a splitter.
Benj with a veteran approach right there. He was selling out to a fastball and didn't get it. He missed that thing by 1.5 feet.
Oh, what the heck? This is funky.
2 huge swings. One where the bat gets loose.
Wow, it's like his arm almost ripped off.
He lost the top hand and the bottom hand couldn't hold on.
Sasaki just dominates him, undresses it. Back-to-back Ks here in the 4th.
Looks like another splitter that breaks away from the left-handed hitter. And it is, and it's a good one. It looks like a fastball down the middle, ends up right on the corner.
This is Francisco Alvarez here. 1-1 game. Runner on, 1 away. Swatted foul. Came with such big expectations, it's important to continue to remind ourselves that he's still just 24 at an age where guys are still figuring out who they are as players. Most guys are still doing this in the minors.
And when you're in your legs, the feeling is that your legs are heavy and they're strong. They feel light and fast when you're not in your legs, and that's where your upper body's kind of pulling you off of your legs. When you stay in your legs, they're heavy and strong.
Boy, that splitter has been different tonight.
Yep. It's a fastball down the middle with the bottom dropping out of it. Look how long that ball is straight. And then the last, when it reaches the dirt around home plate, that's when it starts to dive. Impossible to hit.
Straight until it ain't. Tied up, bottom 6. High strike, and you come off of the bench, you can't challenge the first pitch you see, no matter how high. Oh, and 2. You come off of the bench and the guy's throwing a splitter like this, have fun.
The great thing about his splitter tonight is the fact that it is looking like it is on the plate. It's not high and away and wandering over to the right-hand batter's box. Like that one right there. That's the one that they can kind of take right out of hand. The one he starts on the inner half to lefties or down the middle, those are the ones that go straight down.
The fastball just rides and rises in there.
He doesn't need to have an ego about his fastball that I'm going to beat people to the spot. Just speed him up and set him up for the slider and the split.
Strikes him out. He didn't love where that splitter was, but he got a swing and a miss for his 6K in the first out of the 6th.
It's up, but it's got good late break and misses the barrel with a little foul tip.
Getting close to a career high in swings and misses in this game. He's got 16, 2 shy of his record. First one to Bichette. He's gotten a heavy dose of swing and miss from. Struck him out his first time on 3 pitches. Got him to ground into a double play the second time. Little low. 2-0.
Still at 99. That's just fine. 3 and 4 mile an hour differences in fastballs, I don't really worry about, because it's how you sync up your mechanics that night, maybe how you feel. You drop 5 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour, 7 mile an hour. Okay, all of a sudden something could be wrong. But if you're within your normal range of Roki now, his normal range is starting to creep up at 97 to 101. There's 96 up by the eyes. So, you know, it wasn't all put together and fully leveraged when it comes out of his hand early.
So full count. Here it comes. Off the hands, up along third, and foul. Sasaki makes sure that it stays over there. That's some weird bounce to it. Some weird spin. And had it gone fair, Bichette was going to be safe.
Easy to catch with that big glove. It's just hard running over there with all that weight.
It's so heavy. He just reaches from the base of the mound. Go-go gadget glove.
He did the very smart thing, though, catching the ball. Don't bat it, because all of a sudden you get a call from the umpire of that's fair, and you've batted it into your dugout. Put a man on second.
By the way, they just switched Freddie Freeman's hit single air to a double. Another payoff pitch to Bo Bichette. Strikes him out. A fastball screams by him.
That works. You're worried about the split. I'll beat you to the spot with the fastball. Well executed.
7 strikeouts for Sasaki and jumbo jacks for everybody. Second most strikeouts he's had in a game this year. Most he's had since that 10K performance against the Angels in early June, and a swing and a miss from Lindor. He's tied his career high in swings and misses in this game. Most of it coming on the splitter, which is the best it's ever looked.
And the slider and the splitter, the Mets are 0 for 11 with 6 Ks.
Only 3 hits total, all coming against the heater. Wow, 0-2.
Here comes a splitter. Start it right down the middle and end up in the dirt.
There it was. Sasaki strikes out the side in the 6th. Benj to lead off the 7th. Ball 1 on the Mets 5-hitter. Robert Young to follow. Sasaki's at 87 pitches. Got a career high in swings and misses tonight. He's only crossed 100 pitches one time in his career. That was back in early May against St. Louis. Bullpen has started to warm. Evan Phillips is throwing. Tied him up, strike 2.
If you hit that wall, a little fatigue, you got to just stay in your legs. The key to what has turned you into the pitcher you've been the last 2 starts.
Struck him out. 9th for Sasaki. And 4 in a row.
90 pitches in and still has good rhythm and still an outstanding release point where it looks like a fastball down the middle.